Welcome everybody to a bad quest reading and lore with Lore Master Downing, the Night Elves. First thing for me to do is create a character. So what is everybody playing tonight?
Rogue, and also Melissa's a rogue.
Why,
Hunter.
No, Hunter?
Always.
So basically no one's a caster or a healer. Let's see.
I don't really need a healer.
Not when I get banished.
Guess maybe I could try playing the monk. Never played a monk before.
Monk is really good.
Do you like karate chopping things?
Sometimes. Either that or I'd just be a mage again, because I love being a mage. I'll do a monk for this one. Why are all the Night Elves so angry looking?
We're up here.
Up where? What?
Oh, okay, sorry.
Don't forget to open the stream, people.
Yay.
Maybe as blue as possible.
Dabba dee dabba die.
Yep. That kind of blue.
Oh, excuse me.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Are you drinking something fun or just hiccuping for no reason?
Just hiccuping for no reason.
Are there any races that can't be hunters?
No, I don't think so.
I could be
Doesn't
on
appear to
every
be,
single
no.
one.
Same with mages. I think mages can be every race now.
Used to be gnomes, but yeah, now they can be hunters.
Which doesn't make any sense. How's a gnome gonna hunt something?
Seriously.
With a mechanical pet, obviously, that's awesome.
Okay.
After years of imprisonment within the Emerald Nightmare, Archdruid Malfurion Stormrage has finally returned to the mortal world. Reunited with his love, Tyrande Whisperwind, Malfurion endeavors now to heal the corrupted world tree Teldrassil and rejuvenate the spirit of the Night Elf people. Yet as the great cataclysm shakes the boughs of their colossal tree, the Night Elves brace themselves against the coming storm. As war and destruction close in from all sides, it falls to Night Elves like you to stand strong and protect the enduring legacy of your people.
Where you got heirlooms going?
I'm just using the trinkets and a sword.
I am honored.
Things that
Boo.
I've been using.
Oh, they
for all my
waste no time
characters.
getting right into this, do they?
Not using the
Boo.
XP stuff.
Greetings, grumbly monk. I am Ilthalane. My purpose in Shadowglen is to train young monks like you and ensure that the balance of nature is maintained. The spring rains are particularly heavy this year, causing some of the forest beasts to flourish while others suffered. Unfortunately, the Night Sabers' numbers grew too large, and they will devastate the other populations if they are not cold. Journey forth, young monk, and murder Saber populations to bring harmony to the Night Elf life.
Go in
That
peace.
makes sense.
That's not exactly what he said, but I like my version.
Yes.
Let's
Like your
see.
rainbow.
So many rainbows.
Why aren't there any of these things I'm supposed to kill?
Because Melissa killed them all.
That's what happens when we pick a full server.
That's the fun part of this. Also, they're not getting ganked over and over again part.
True.
Hello.
I found some.
Hello.
Too far away.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
Oh, okay, we're done. Cool.
I'm punching things.
Ooh. Dang.
Wow, this is terrible. I have one ability and I can't even spam it.
Yes, you can.
I ran out of whatever the yellow bar is.
Energy.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
You performed your duties well, grumbly monk. You seem to know what you're doing. Perhaps I can task you with something a little more important. As you may well know, the corruption in Teldrassil was supposedly wiped away, yet something lingers. The creatures have not calmed and all manner of problems still plague us. I need you to deal with the Grelkin that have gathered to the west, and while you're there, I want you to search them for Felmoss. This will help me determine from where this continuing corruption stems. To the Felmoss. You guys are already there,
Pretty
probably.
sure it stems from... What?
You got both of them, right?
There's another one over here, Sean.
But oh,
I need to get closer.
My God,
do
look how many
this.
people are on here. So many people on the server.
Ishno del Diab.
this is a vicious little Grell. They've been stealing from our food stores again. If you wouldn't mind lending a hand, they are sure to have my stolen bags within their camps to the west. I'd be glad to reward you if you can bring them back to me.
Goodbye.
He's going to give us a bag if we go recover his bags and then bring them back to him.
Why can't I just keep the bags for
And so
myself?
I'm saying we're just going to fucking keep the bags.
That's not the Night Elf way. It's all about harmony.
Hey, I have a question.
Care Bears.
Hey, dude, why does Malfurion like the Night Elves but seemingly not care about any other elf?
He
He's
is a Night Elf.
racist. He's racist.
I'm out of range.
Is he? I thought he was
Yeah.
like a crossbreed of... Well, I mean, yeah, but I thought he was like a weird crossbreed of some sort
Is
of...
he another guy that got owned by a horse or something?
I don't
Made like
think...
I thought he came from the Earth Mother banging something and then that thing banging...
No, you're thinking Cenarius, I think.
Oh, yeah. I am.
Yeah. Cenarius likes the Night Elves because he found them back when they were chilling with nature and they were so cool.
I don't have a target.
I have all these cheese built up, but I don't think they do anything.
Not yet,
point.
but soon you'll get Blackout
Yeah.
Kick.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Jeez.
Not actual cheese, Shelby.
Oh, sorry, I got excited.
I made potato burritos for dinner and it was awesome.
Oh god, that
Ooh,
sounds delicious.
Did you make it with potato burrito sauce?
What? There's a
I
special.
didn't.
Potato your burrito.
Really?
Yeah, there is a special sauce. And I looked it up a recipe.
I have
but
the
never-
recipe.
That's amazing.
I make it all the time. It's really good.
I thought
What's
you
in it?
just
What's in it?
asked Chris.
What's in it? It's
Potatoes.
mostly mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like 40 different ingredients. Like mayonnaise, sour cream, Worcestershire sauce, salt, pepper, cumin, tapatio, mustard's in there somewhere. It's the
Nice.
Katsa que pasa burrito sauce.
Oh,
Sounds like a barf concoction.
No, it's really good. It's like
Yeah.
crack.
sounds delicious.
It's like so bad for you though.
oh,
It is.
this burrito shop in Bellingham makes it.
I can't...
Yeah.
I honestly can't
Yeah.
help but think that
Casa de
Dolph.
Pasa is wonderful.
adds a little of his own special sauce to all that stuff.
Yeah.
He seemed like he was pretty responsible to me.
Dolph, yeah.
Oh, Dolph.
We love Dolph.
What's with this rainbow stuff that's happening over here?
Is he playing WoW again yet?
I don't think
I haven't
so.
seen him on.
Like, what is this?
This is the sweet rainbow that I made.
Yeah, he made that.
Beautiful.
This is Mikey's physics project. I'm doing the lore, he's doing the science of World of Warcraft.
Oh.
Yeah, if you look down from whatever the physics term for is the long way, it's all
The
light.
physics term for the long way.
Like it would be
Yeah, if you stand here,
in
it
a
looks
prism.
white.
All right.
Whoa. Fancy.
Here goes. I don't have any spare supplies for my customers until my stolen goods are recovered. Have you had any luck? Elune be praised. And you as well, young monk. There are many young night elves in need of these, but I'd be more than happy to give you one of the bags as a reward. I'm sure it will come in handy. Safe travels to you.
Thanks, man.
Satisfy my suspicions, grumbly monk. Bring me fell moss from the Grelkin. I mean, it sounds like he's implying that I should at least plant it on them, right?
Right.
Your service to the creatures of Shadowglen is worthy of reward. You confirmed my fears, however. The Grelkin are still tainted by Felmoss, despite Teldrassil's blessing. Something sinister remains within the trees. I can only hope that the Gnarlpine tribe of Furbolgs are free of the corruption, and we are still in grave danger. I will look into this further and contact those who might be of aid. Thank you, monk. Oh, some canopy leggings. Perhaps you'd be willing to aid us in further pursuing the corruption haunting Shadowglen. Dentaria Silverglade, priestess of the moon, has offered to aid us. You should find her between the two pools just north of our great tree. Circle around the tree to reach her and offer her any help that you can, young monk.
Good luck, friend.
Must help. Oh, I've got like sweet green short shorts on now.
Yeah, you do.
You're wearing the same ones, and yet yours seem to go... Yours are longer than mine.
Mine are longer. You got better legs, apparently.
Oh, they're definitely muscly. Why am I not flipping? There we go. Oh, what did you guys do to the deer?
Nothing.
I didn't do shit.
Greetings.
It is good that you've come. Oops. It is good that you've come. It seems your training progresses quickly.
Illume light your path.
I can't do this quest.
Yeah, I can't either.
Peace
What we got
be
here?
with you.
Our friend Iberon has fallen to poison from the nearby webwood spiders. I can tend to him to keep his state from deteriorating, but I need someone to gather an ingredient to prepare him an antidote. All around the ponds, you should find moon petal lilies. These flowers have great healing properties, and I can use them for the ingredients I already have to restore Iberon to better health. Would you gather them for me? There should be many just inside of here, near the water's edge.
Goddess watch over you.
Dude, my internet is not working well. Also, no one is... Oh, there it goes. Okay, cool. I just watched my bitrate on the stream go down to 0 and then back up to 5600 and then down to 0 like 8 times in a row. So, Michael,
Yes, sir.
tell us something while we're picking plants.
Okay. Well, I think the first thing we need to talk about is the Well of Eternity. I'm not sure the best way to do that. Might be to talk about the Titans. So, I don't know if have I talked about this before? The Titans and Sargeras and all that?
Yes, somewhat, but that recording got all fuggered up, so you should just do it again.
Okay. So the Titans are these beings that they're all about order. They go around the universe and they try to find like other baby Titans, like themselves, and they will take care of them. And there's these things called the Void Lords, and they hate that. They just what they do is they spew this stuff into the universe, and if it hits a Titan, it can corrupt it. And that's what the old gods are.
Okay, hold on. Let me read this. Our dear friend is not doing well, even with my mending. Have you brought the supplies I require? These will do perfectly. Thank you, grumbly monk. Your swiftness is appreciated. I must ask something more dangerous of you than going and picking flowers. Strange news has traveled to me through the whisperings of the forest spirits. The mysterious woodland protector, Terendrella, has returned to Shadowglen again. The Dryad's presence has not been felt in the forest since before the blessing of Teldrassil. Something is surely amiss. If she has journeyed back to this land, seek out Terendrella in the Shadow Thread cave to the north. It is dangerous, but we will be prepared with this antidote just in
May the
case.
stars guide you.
Okay, go ahead, Michael. I'm gonna run all the way to this cave.
Okay. So Azeroth got hit with 4 of these things. Azeroth is a Titan egg, basically. It's a slumbering Titan that's not yet woken up. So it got hit with, I think, Yogg-Saron, Ysarge, Cthulhu, and N'Zoth. And so the Titans found it like, oh god, this is bad, because it was like, basically what they do is they tunnel inside and they kind of like grow into the planet and like infect it, right?
Okay.
Is there trouble?
Reading quest. Nope, never mind. Going inside of the tunnel. Go ahead. So wait, before you continue on, I have a real quick question.
Yes, questions are good.
So there's really just big titans and these other evil people that just keep spewing things into the universe. That's why there's like eggs around. Okay, now I'm gonna read this quest. I see you found me, young Night Elf. Then Taria was wise to have sent you. I'd hoped to never return to Teldrassil for such grim business. I'd hoped that its corruption had been wiped away completely. Something foul lingers. These spiders suffer much more deeply from the corruption than other nearby wildlife. They are becoming a danger to your people and a danger to the forest. We must thin their numbers, but more importantly, we need to find the source of the corruption that plagues them. I will come with you and aid you in this. Okay, so yeah, the thing I asked you about eggs. I feel like that's important.
Well, I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, there may be other things, but we know that there's the Titans. We know that there's the Void Lords. And we know that the Void Lords don't like the Titans. And there's a lot more to that, which I'll have to get into sometime. But I'm gonna get the WoW Chronicles Volume 1 thing and read up on it.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that in an actual like podcasty thing.
Yeah, but it's suffice to say for this that there's the Titans, and they go around. And so they came to Azeroth, and they're like, well, this is a great Titan, but it's infected with these things, and that's terrible. So, what the Titans do, by the way, is they try to build like natural defenses. So these world souls can't defend themselves. Well, thank God for that.
I'm out of range.
Rotation. They can't defend themselves, so the Titans go to these worlds and they can like build stuff up on them. So they have like an immune system.
Okay.
They like take samples from the thing and they make like the earth and the movement and all that stuff. This was an especially bad case. So the Titans actually try to just rip the old gods out of Azeroth. I think it was Amadul actually grabbed Ysarge and just ripped it right out of Azeroth, but they didn't realize it had grown so deep into it, so it made a huge wound and it started spewing this like arcane energy that was like basically Azeroth's blood.
Okay.
I'm out of range.
So that is the Well of Eternity. And what they did was they kind of capped it off. They stopped the bleeding. They turned into this like basically this giant lake of pure arcane energy. And they imprisoned the old gods, locked them away because they couldn't kill them. So the best they could do was just imprison them to try to keep them contained. Then they made the keepers to watch over Azeroth
Great
and
outdoors.
beat back all that stuff.
Okay, hold on. This corruption these spiders suffer from is not simply surface deep. It cannot be magic or subtle malatant. It is bred into them. What kind of weapon do I use? Anything?
Doesn't matter.
To kill the spider?
Two like one-handed weapons, two one-handed weapons, or one staff.
Yeah. Doesn't make any difference, whatever is the most damage.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
If these spiders are born with corruption in their veins, then their blood mother must be at the root of this evil. Let us make our way to the far north end of the cave and seek out Githis the Vile. The answer we seek lies with her.
We can't add any more people to the group.
It's true,
We're
we
only
can't.
get a raid and we can't do quests.
There should be 2 groups of people at this point. Yeah, there'll be 2 groups of people. On my way to killing the named spider. Okay, go ahead, Michael.
Okay, so that was a Well of Eternity. That's a giant wound in Azeroth that was just gushing arcane energy. And the old gods have been dealt with and all that.
Yep.
So there's basically these dark trolls, which are just trolls, settled in lakes of the Well of Eternity. And over time, basically evolve them into the Night Elves, like change them. Make them leaner and smarter, more powerful.
Magical.
Magical.
All right.
But Night Elves come from trolls, so good to know.
That is good to know. I'm gonna read this quest. Githis and her brood were being corrupted by this totem. This is a furball totem. This is very troubling indeed. Oops, gotta switch my voice. This means the Gnarlpine are still a danger to these forests. We let our guard down too soon. Always sounds a little bit like no. I will pursue the trail of the Gnarlpine and track this corruption to its source. If you ever encounter Athridus Bearmantle in Dolinar, he knows immediately of the problems that plague this forest, and he can direct you on how to help further. I'm sure we will meet again with this. I broke somebody's sneeze and I died. I'm sure we will meet again with time. Perhaps you can aid me in dealing with the source of this corruption once I locate it. For now, I will take you back to Dantaria so that you may finish your training. Thank you for all that you have done, Grumbly Monk. Oh, she teleported me. Helpful.
I am honored.
You've returned! It's good to see you. It seems you've dealt with the source of much of the corruption in Shadowglen. Teldrassil still suffers, and we need attention. But we can afford a moment or two for you to finish your training here in Shadowglen. I don't want to do that. As part of a ritual to complete your training here in Shadowglen, you must learn about our recent history. Well, this is helpful. There is a task you must perform. Go to the Moonwell to the northeast and retrieve a vial of water. While there, you will witness a glimpse of our magics and learn of our past. When you are done there, bring the water back to me and I will direct you further.
Go in peace.
Alright. Your turn, Michael.
Okay, so these trolls, now elves, basically, were just living on the shores of the Well of Eternity. And they started worshipping this moon goddess named Lune, which they still worship to this day. And they started calling themselves the Kaldarai, which means the children of the stars. So the Kaldarai is the other name for the Night Elves.
Okay.
And eventually they met Cenarius, who, for whatever reason, was hanging out here, and he saw them and was like, oh, these people seem super chill. And he basically came down to them and he taught them about the forest and nature and about druidism, and he liked them a lot. So it's basically for thousands of years, just like Cenarius and these elves, they were hanging out, and everything was good.
This seems like it's a really important thing to be reading.
Yep, it does.
Oh, geez. It's duplicating stuff it says again. Because I'll just leave it and let it flow. Oh, somebody G-invite this Norian guy in front of us. Michael. Michael.
I'm on it.
Running back to her now. So the long story short for everything you just said, the Night Elves are essentially an evolved version of the Trolls, so the Trolls should feel really bad when they come across the Night Elf.
I feel like you should read that thing we just saw.
Okay, I'll try. Here, hold on.
I mean, it's in the chat. So.
I know, but it for whatever reason it's duplicating in my chat. Let's see. Much has changed for our people since the Battle of Mount Highjaw. Our immortality, the very essence of our beings, was lost. Nordrasil lies a pale shadow of what it once was. Its power used to defeat Archimonde and drive back the Burning Legion. The betrayer was freed from his prison, and Shando Stormrage disappeared into the Emerald Dream. Can you hear hammering?
Yep.
Hammer time.
I don't know what's being hammered on. Nordrasil lies a pale shadow of what it once was. Its power used to defeat Archimonde and drive back the Burning Legion. See, it's all like duplicating. It was totally wrong.
It's just a dark time for all, I think. So, Illidan has escaped, apparently, and Shando Stormrage is Malfurion. Shando is a title of respect, like Elder or something.
Yeah.
So Malfurion is in the dream, and Illidan's escaped. I'll talk about the Battle of Hyjal, too.
Okay. I don't know. I have no idea what's being hammered outside of my door right now.
An eviction notice.
Get out.
Our
Nerd.
recent history is fraught with strife and violence. There is still much with which we must come to terms. Well done, Grumbly Monk. You have one task left for you before you depart. Tanaran Stormgrip, okay, oversees all that happens in this glade. He presides at the top of Aldrasil. If you look to your south, you will see the underside of the ramp that leads up to him. Ascend this ramp and complete your training. It was wonderful to have met you, Grumbly Monk. I swell with pride knowing that among young Night Elves there are some so selfless and full of life as you are. You will do great things for our people. You will do great things for this world. Until we meet again. I'm going to run up this ramp.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, Michael.
So, these elves who were in tune with nature, they were by the Well of Eternity, they were chill with Cenarius, they created a capital, or a country, they called it Elundris, which means Eye of Elune, and that was their civilization, and it was super cool. But, as time wore on, they got super interested in the arcane, right? Because they're sitting right on the shores of this power, this Well of Eternity, and they can tell it's super powerful. So they get more and more curious about it. And they started to use kind of the power that was just emanating out of the well, and they made this huge, expansive empire, basically. They had roads and lights, and they had temples around the lake, and all this huge kind of thing. They started to expand. And at the same time, they started really researching this Well of Eternity and the arcane power, getting really into learning about it, right? And during this time, called the Kelderai Empire, kind of their golden age, right? A ruler named Queen Ashara came to power.
Okay.
What brings you here?
The Moonwells hold the waters of the Well of Eternity, the ancient source of magic that has wronged so many horrors upon this world. The Druids take advantage of its properties. The Sentinels revere the wells as shrines to Elune, and now even the returning Highborn look to the wells longingly. So you have heard the first part of the aftermath of the Battle of Mount Highjaw. There is much more for you to learn, and the task you have begun here will continue through the rest of your journey through Teldrassil and into Darnassus. While there is more I could speak to you of the Moonwells and Teldrassil, I must send you along. Corithris Moonrage will be expecting you. I have poured the vial of water you brought me into this vessel to bring to him. Seek out Corithris. You will find him at the Moonwell in Dolinar. Follow the road south from Aldrassil out of Shadowglen and continue to follow the cobblestones as the road turns west. Mind you, stay on the road though. There are dangerous beasts in the forest of late.
May the stars.
Man, these quests are much harder to read than the other quests.
There's a lot of names in them.
They're really long. Uh-oh. Oh, wait. I'm slow falling. I was
yeah,
like,
he gave you slower falling speed so you can jump off.
I jumped the wrong direction, so I actually went backwards.
I didn't notice until I got to the bottom of the ramp.
And that does it for part 1 of the Night Elves. Catch us live on Twitch, Mondays at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Please hit that subscribe button below for more videos, and find our Twitch link below. Excited to premiere a new intro in the next video, part 1 of the Orcs. Thanks for watching.